for this hip extension drill, you're gonna need to play with it just a little bit. We call it half frog, but it might look a little different for you, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. So the first point is, where are we trying to stretch? We're trying to stretch the deepest tissue of your body that runs basically from behind your belly button through the deep pelvis recesses into the front of your thigh. It kind of connects right there on the front of your thigh. So that's the target for this stretch as we get into it. And we're going to find that by driving your working leg behind you and really reaching it back. When you do that, you'll see there's a little bit of a gap between my hip and the floor. I'm going to fill that gap in with a pillow. And that's the first place where you might need to fine-tune this setup. Meaning you might need more pillow or less pillow than I'm showing, but I can kind of ball up this cushion and it provides a nice support for my pelvis so I can really relax into the stretch of the tissue. Once you get here, probably smart to start here and see if you can find the stretch just by curling your tailbone under, maybe walking your foot out to the side and settling into that line of tension. Now, just a real quick note about what your other leg is doing and how to work with that. So I'll switch around here. When I'm on this side, showing this side, you can see my knee kind of sneaks out to the side. Some people prefer to have that knee underneath them. That helps them get a little better stretch on the extended leg. So just play with it a bit. But any of these options of the knee sliding out or even straightening the leg a bit, and I'm cutting off here, but any of those options will be helpful to let you just focus on the straight leg and hone your work there. Moving back to the other side though, the actual contractions, once you find that stretch for your pales rails, will be based on trying to use the floor. So when I'm done with my stretch, I'm going to start my pales contraction by trying to push my foot and my knee into the ground. At the same time, I'm driving my elbows into the floor so that I'm starting to contract that long stretch tissue on the front of my hip and deep in my body. Then the opposite contraction would be my rails contraction, where I'm trying to make that back leg feel light, but I'm not going to lift it off the ground, because if I were to do that, I would definitely move the rest of my body to make it happen. So instead, I'm just going to send that thought of trying to make the leg light, and the result should be that you feel contraction in the back of the hip, glute tissue, maybe hamstring, maybe a bit in the back of the knee, and the main result is that you increase the stretch on the front of the leg. So you're pulling yourself deeper into that end range. All right, so go ahead and give that a shot. Be sure to play with it, especially if it's new for you, because it's going to take some fine-tuning and finagling. Let us know questions as always, and we'll be happy to help.